Bukti Negara is a close combat art. Nowadays, a lot of people talk about close combat. Actually, it originates from Indonesia, where it's already been trained for many years. So it's not something new. It gives you flexibility because of the training, because between the body mechanics. We use our whole body. It's not just a punch. A punch is delivered from the whole body, even as a kick, which we call setup. It creates a self-esteem because of the training. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel more secure. The one who created Bukti Negara actually was Paul Twares. He did it so he could share his knowledge with the public. There are more of these uncles in our lineage, the De Vries family, for example. They were all good in their own right. Nobody looked the same, they were all a little bit different. And why? Because they trained and they sacrificed a lifetime learning this, training this. Bukti Negara, as we teach it in the Naga Kuning Institute, is actually the combination between two lineages. Uncle Paul's original Bukti Negara and a piece of Uncle Dol's Pukulan. That's why we use the name the unified art. So we unified the two families in one art. As Bukti Negara is an offspring, a branch of the older art, Sakar. It's very important for us that we, now the uncles are not there anymore, that we still have the connection with the Indonesian part. I came to Indonesia many times. I found our Sarak family, so to say, here in Bandung. I think it is important that you have a direct lineage back, that you are genuine. That you can prove, okay, we come from here, we come from there. So everybody needs to know his teacher and the teacher before him. That makes our art, like I said, genuine. What makes Bukti Negara, as we train it, that good, so to say, is that we keep on keeping the traditional way of training alive. So we don't take stuff, borrow stuff from other martial arts, because we need to close gaps. It's all in the system, it's there. It makes it efficient. Once you understand the curriculum, a lot of people train it, a lot of people see it, you can see it online, but you only see a fraction. It takes time to learn this. The more you learn, the more you understand that you still have to learn a lot. There is nobody completed in the art. Like the uncles, it's a lifetime of training, a lifetime of trying to understand.
Well, I got introduced to Walter van der Broeke at the seminar in Sweden, and what he did just blew me away. There was something about the way he moved, the stuff he did, that was different, but not really different from other stuff that I trained before. It was like you have a word on your tongue, but you can't find a word. So, but I was really loving it, and it was straightforward, no moving around, just in a straight line, a couple of moves, and the guy was gone. And from that beginning, I fell in love. Because this is a real martial art. Walter is from the old school, and we don't really have the old school anymore. There's a lot of good martial arts out there, but it's not perfect like this or this. There's no if, it's only ending. So I would recommend this for everybody. If you want to just train something, to exercise, to get fitter, more smooth in your body movements. If you want to train martial art as a self-defense, I can strongly recommend this, because this is the real deal.
Training is art, and I think that goes for every good martial art. Gives you benefits. The benefits can be health. The benefit can be self-esteem, to become more sure about yourself. The benefit can be feeling good, feeling better at an older age, like I am now in my 60s. Because of the training, I'm still able to perform. Pukulan Bukti Negara, as we train it, there is a program for it. Paul, in the days, created already his Bukti Negara curriculum. Nowadays, in Naga Kuning Institute, like I said, we have the connection between the De Vries family and Paul. So he built the curriculum. Part of it is from Paul de Dwares, part is from the family of Uncle Dolf de Vries. And it's a build-up curriculum. You start somewhere, you go to the next level and the next level. I think it's nowadays it is important that we have levels. In the old days it was not there. In the old training it was just people training in a back room on an attic. There was no need for diplomas, there was no need for levels, because everybody knew exactly where people were, which level they were. Nowadays, if you have an organization, if you have a school, it's really important to have levels. It gives people a goal to train. And for us as an organization, it's also a way of safeguarding an art. Once you are trained, you do your test, you do your examination, you get promoted or not. But by that, we exactly know who trained and not where, with who, how long. Everybody wants to be good. Everybody wants to be Bruce Lee, like we always say. Everybody wants to be Jackie Chan. That doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen with one time a week training. If you want to learn, you need to invest time, like in everything else. If you have a hobby, if you are painting, it takes a lot of time to create this nice painting, or to get good at it. Not one time a week, 2 hours. Nowadays, I understand it is really difficult. It's not a time, it's not a way of living. And it all needs to come out of passion. The passion to learn, the passion to train. People without passion, they will train a bit, maybe a bit more. If you really like the stuff, you will train because it's an interesting art. And once you get into it, you're gonna see more and more. You're gonna understand more and more. For me, that's always the drive. I wanted to understand why the uncles were so good, why Buffalo was that good. Our program, our curriculum consists out of forms, out of drills. The forms we call judos, the drill we call hitting drills or kicking drills. Yeah. Once you learn the forms, you learn how to connect it. How to connect these forms to make applications. It starts on a really easy format and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. If you are good at our first level, channel level, it gives you the opportunity to create 18,000 applications. That means you don't have to remember 18,000 applications. You can make them if you understand how to connect the basics. And the basics are just hitting drills, kicking drills, and using different footwork, what we call lanka. In the old days, you needed to be very lucky that you could train with teachers like, for instance, Pavlov. It was not just if you knew where he was, if you knew him, just ring the front door and say that you want to train with him. So that did not happen. You need to get invited. You need to know somebody who already trained with him, and that person was willing actually to bring you there. And then the second thing, would Buffalo teach you? Why should he teach you? With the Uncles de Vries, it was the same. If you were not invited, somebody who trained already there brought you, invited you. There was no way that you could train there. With Uncle Paul later, because I trained with the Vries family, his cousins, it was easy to go to Los Angeles back then and meet on Paul the first time. Started to train with him. Nowadays, you can enter the school, you can join the training. We have training groups all over Europe and in America where we try to safeguard these, or where we train the arts that I learned over the years. What was really not so accessible back then is really accessible right now. I saw a lot of people already, a lot of the uncles passed away. They all passed away actually. And what did they left? There's not so much left from Buffalo. There's not so much left from the De Vries family. There's not so much left from Paul. Well, they had a lot of students training. For me, it is really important that the arts will survive, that people get the chance to learn this, to train this.
I just met Walter on a seminar from another art I was doing, and I was fascinated by the stuff he was showing, all the things, and we stayed in touch ever since. Before I trained Filipino martial arts, stick fighting. It's really nice because it's a complete art where all the exercises are connected, and I really like that with a few principles you can, as long as you follow the principles, you basically can do whatever you want within the system, and it will work. It's like the motto for the Naga Kuning Institute says, tradition into the future. It's a really traditional art which can be used in the modern world we're living in, and it's and I think that Walter is one of the few teachers who has a very complete background.
If you're interested to see how to create applications from drills, we made a small video about one of our separate drills, the second one, and I explain and show the applications from that drill. If you want, you can request it on our website.